Good morning. It is May 5th. We missed out on our moment of May the 4th be with you. But I know our kids didn't. All right. So here we are, live gentle yoga with Sarah Little. And I've got both Carrie Ann and Lance here today. So full house at the Littles. Hopefully we'll get you in just a moment. Here we are. Hello. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. Fubo's here. He's made it, along with Lance and Carrie Ann. We're going to use some sort of belt or strap today. So go ahead and grab a tie to your robe. What are other fun ideas? A fashion belt, anything that is long enough to hold on to and loop your foot into. All right, hello, we've got 4, excellent. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this, and we're gonna be reclining. So I want you to lie down on your back. Lie down on your back with your feet up. Not your feet up, your feet on the floor, knees up. There we go. And grab your strap-like thing, whatever it is for you. Straps. And then just set it to the side so you have access to it. And let's get going. Feel the soles of your feet on the floor. And let the breath come in and out of your nose. Place one hand over your heart and one hand over your belly. And empty out all the way. And as you fill up, feel the belly under your hand rise. And then the hand on your chest rise. And as you exhale, let the hand on your belly fall and the hand on your chest fall. Belly in. Ribs expand. Belly draws in, ribs descend. And be in that space a few more times. Belly inflating, ribs inflating. Belly deflating, ribs deflating. The dog hasn't quite settled yet. Hopefully you're settling at home. Oh, he's finding his favorite spot. Two more, belly and then ribs. And deflate ribs and then belly. Sorry, I meant belly then ribs. One more, belly. Ribs, belly, ribs. All right, draw both knees into your chest. Hug your knees in. And begin a little rocking side to side. Just a little cozy rocking side to side. And then find yourself in stillness. And then I want you to begin to circle your knees. So take your knees off to both together, off to the right, and away, and to the left. Just making circles a few times. Inhaling as your knees travel away from you, and exhaling as they draw in towards you. And then reverse directions. And then we're going to take the knees in opposite circles. So you'll push them away from you together and then drop them wide and pull them back into your belly. Away from you together, drop them wide and back into your belly. Just making opposite circles. So we're softening into the hip joints. And then reverse, so you'll draw them in together, push them wide as they're close to your belly, and then let them travel away apart.
I did the opposite when I started.
Carrie Ann's doing the opposite. You can be doing the opposite too, as long as you get to go both ways. That's the big caveat, right? Go both ways. All right, now go ahead and put your feet flat on the floor. And we're going to do some pelvic tilting. So in pelvic tilting, we're starting with the pelvis on the floor to the best of our ability. And then our tailbones, as we inhale, we're going to drop the tailbone down and let the top of the pelvis rise. And then as we exhale, we'll draw the tailbone up and pull the top of the pelvis towards us. So inhale, drop the tailbone away. Exhale and draw the tailbone up. Yeah, and you don't want to let your bottom come off the earth. You're just doing this little massage against the floor. Inhaling and releasing down. Exhaling and drawing up. And do 3 more of those. Inhaling down. And exhaling up. And inhaling down. If you're looking at our image, it's pretty, you can't see a whole lot, but we're working over here. All right, now pause and just feel, for me, there's a softening across my pelvis when I do that. And so notice if there's a blooming sensation for you around your pelvis. Then I want you to step your feet as wide as your mat, and we're going to do a little side-to-side action. Let your knees go to the right as you exhale. And inhale, bring them up. And exhale them over to the left. And inhale, bring them up. And exhale over to the right. And inhale, bring them up. And exhale over to the left. And inhale, bring them up. Exhale on over to the right and stay. And so you want to be in a space where you're not getting a lot of sensation, but you're definitely feeling the sway of the hips, the sway of the pelvis. So if you're getting any pain, move your feet around so you're not getting pain. And then I want you to add the pelvic tilt action in. So see if you can inhale and drop your tailbone down, and exhale and pull your tailbone up. So we're in that inhaling and exhaling. So for me, this begins to stretch the front of the left thigh quite a bit. I feel a little bit in the outer right hip, but mostly it's the top of the left thigh. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And then pause. Inhale, bring your knees up. Exhale them on over to the left side. And you can negotiate again with your legs. We're going to just pause for a moment and let things soften. Feel the outside of the right thigh, the outside of the right hip, maybe into the right buttock, and then also into your hip crease and towards your waist, feeling those spaces. And then we'll empty out. Inhale, tip your tailbone down. Exhale, draw your tailbone up. Inhale, tip your tailbone down. Exhale, draw your tailbone up. Inhale, tip your tailbone down. Exhale, draw your tailbone up. Inhale, tip the tailbone down. Exhale, draw the tailbone up. Then find neutral, bring your knees up on your next inhalation, and pause. Just notice any shifting, any sensations of blooming, any moments of great awareness or lesser awareness. Okay, so the straps are going to come into play now. Go ahead and draw your right knee into your chest and strap the ball of your right foot. And we're going to play 5 bend and extend. So as soon as you get there, on your inhale, extend the leg. On your exhale, bend the knee generously. So really pull that bad boy back into your chest. On your inhale, extend the leg. On your exhale, bend the knee. On your inhale, extend the leg. On your exhale, bend the knee. On your inhale, extend the leg. On your exhale, bend the knee. And then we're going to go ahead and extend. And if you don't have a strap, you hold on behind your thigh. Everybody's going to relax their shoulders and their jaw. So maybe you stick your tongue out for a moment. You let your shoulders roll back towards the floor. You think about your outer right hip scooting towards your left heel. Kick up through the right heel, through the ball of the right foot. Both straps are going to head over into the right hand. You're going to keep your left hand on your left thigh to keep it grounded, left hip to keep it grounded, and open your right leg out to the right. There is a tremendous temptation to let the whole body flop. So I want you to see if you can keep that left hip down. So for me, it's helpful to have the hands to anchor it. Sometimes the foot flat on the floor. I'm going to do a little adjust here. The foot flat on the floor can sometimes help to do that. And if you remember yesterday, if you were with us yesterday, we did a lot of hugging the inner thighs into the blanket. You could hug your inner thighs now, even as you're extending that right leg out to the side. So that will sort of help you to set those inner groins down. And in back bending, we want to get the spine as long as possible. If this left hip is bubbling up, we tend to be arching in the low back. Okay, Carrie Ann's favorite set of poses. Draw your leg up, please. And let's go briefly across. We're set up for a collision over here. So maybe you bend your knee to draw it across, or maybe you take the leg across straight. But I want you to get the outer hip stretch happening. For me, it feels really good to think about drawing the outer right hip towards my left heel. They're intertwined. We're having a family mashup. Okay, bring your leg up, please. Stop.
Oh.
Pull your knees into your chest, both knees into your chest. And we'll go ahead and switch to the left foot. Nothing like family time at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday. Put your right leg down 5 times, bend and extend. Exhale, bend your knee. Inhale, extend your leg. There's 1. Exhale, bend your knee. Exhale, bend your knee. Inhale, extend your leg. Exhale, bend your knee. Inhale, extend your leg. Exhale, release your animosity towards your father. Inhale, find a smile.
She doesn't have animosity.
All right, no animosity. Now stay in this space. You can keep the knee bent. The knee bent is a nice place to be. Work the outer left hip away from you some. Line up your kneecap with your left armpit. And just work on that pressing up towards the ceiling. So think about the big toe mound pushing up. Yeah, the inner heel. I've been loving this. Carrie Ann is really taking a deep dive into yoga with us, which has been so great. And she was walking around. She hurt her foot the other day. And she's like, Mom, I noticed that the foot I hurt is turning out more than the foot that isn't. And I thought, haha, yoga has got her. All this body awareness all the time. Okay, make sure you can soften your jaw. That you're not tightening your eyeballs right now. It's a favorite place. Bring your right hand to your right hip and go ahead and open your right leg out to the right. So you're going to take both straps into the left hand, open the left leg to the left. I think I said right. You want to try to keep the right hip on the floor. Yeah. And maybe your yoga teacher is too strong with their adjusts. I like to think about a small benevolent child coming and sitting on my thigh.
Because you don't have any of those.
I have no small benevolent children, but they all are willing to sit on my thigh.
Plenty of small children.
As long as they can wiggle and squiggle.
Plenty of little children.
And all of them are little.
4 of them to be exact.
All right, we're saucy today. We're saucy. Inhale where you are. Exhale and draw your leg up. And let's go ahead and take the twist to the other side. So switch your strap into your right hand and take your left leg over to the right. Pardon me. And let's go ahead and keep the knee towards your chest. So you maybe bend the knee. So you can get that into your QL space, into your quadratus lumborum, into your outer hip space happening. And then think about drawing the low ribs towards the floor. Yeah. So if your leg is coming straighter and straighter and moving towards your other foot, then bend your knee so you can really target the stretch at the back. Is that okay, Lance?
Yeah, just my hip rises.
That's okay. Your hip can roll across.
Okay.
Your right hip, as long as your right hip is on the floor, you're good.
Well, where would it be if it weren't on the floor?
And then on your next inhalation, come on up.
In the air.
Into the, Draw both knees into your chest. Do a little roll side to side. And then we'll see, maybe we're feeling adventurous today. I don't know. Maybe you start to rock and roll on your spine, coming up towards the seat. Maybe yes, maybe no, right? So we are coming towards the seat. And if rocking up is not for you, then roll to the side. Lance made it, so he gets a gold star for today. Yay! All right. Now we're going to sit for a few minutes. It's going to be a moving sit, but if you need the support of a blanket or two, then go ahead and put that underneath your butt. Okay. So we're going to do those primal squat things, right? Everybody remembers those with great fondness. Your right knee is bent, your right foot is towards your groin, your left foot is flat on the floor. Hands are going to come to either side of your right leg. Press down in your hands, lift your butt up, shift your hips forward, settle your bottom back, pull your knees together, maybe you reach your arms up, lift your chest, and then drop your left knee out, left heel towards your groin. Place your hands down, lift your butt up, shift your hips forward, settle back. Knees come together, reach your arms, drop your right knee, frame it, lift your butt up, shift your hips forward, rock back. We're gonna go side to side. If you wanna add a little bit more core work, you can float your feet up in the middle, okay? Left shin down. Lift up, shift your hips forward, bottom down, feet come up, left shin, right shin down, lift your hips, shift them forward, settle back, lift your feet, or not, left shin down, sometimes you just roll right on back, shift forward, come back, okay, feet right out in front of you. We're going to do some of that same work, but we're going to do some reaching side to side. So draw your right heel in towards your body and take your right hand and lean off to the right. And then come up, reach up, maybe the arms reach, maybe you just reach out in front of you. Left hand down, lean off to the left. Come upright, bring your feet together, knees together. You can float them if you want. Left shin down, sit up, left hand down. Lean off to the left. Inhale, come upright. Right hand down. Lean off to the right. Come up. Inhale, reach. Bring the knees together. Maybe you float the feet. Right shin down, right hand. Maybe the forearm goes down. Lean. Come upright. Left shin down. Left hand down. Lean. Come upright. I didn't do it to the other side, so we'll switch that. Okay, now we're going to do a little forward and back. Right shin down, left foot down. Come flow forward. Take your left hand back behind you. Reach your right arm up. Look off to the left. Come back, flow forward. Put your right hand down in a different spot, so you're leaning in a different way. Come upright. Put your left hand down, new spot, lean towards your left hand. Come back up, we're gonna go to the right again. You can go further right, you can go further forward. Come up, left hand down, maybe way far behind you. Lift your chest, beautiful. Come back, draw your knees together, maybe you float your feet. Left shin goes down, right foot plants. We're gonna flow forward. So you can go towards the floor, Right hand now becomes important. Put your right hand down. Lift your left arm up. Flow forward or flow to the left. Come up. Right hand goes down in a new spot. Reach right. Come up. Flow to the left. Come up. Right hand's going to go somewhere behind you. Reach up. And then come back to neutral. Okay. Let's see.
Sarah, can we
Yes.
move these mats back?
Yes.
And that way.
We're going to do a little readjust here. So everybody's got a little bit more space.
That's good. Thank you.
Okay. So now we're going to try to bring it up. So your reality may be a little bit of a press down and shift like we did before, okay? You may have, and I'm going to show you the whole thing, you may have a rock forward and a lift. So I'm coming up and I'm balancing. I'm going to back off so you can see a little better. So I'm sitting down back on this heel. That may work for you, that may not work for you, right? So it could be hands down, lift your tush, put your tush back down, feel successful, right? Or it could be a rock all the way forward and a rock all the way back, all right? So a lot of that is going to be determined by how willing your knees are, how willing your ankles are, and how willing your hips are to move. So let's give it a couple of shots. We'll go side to side 3 times. So right shin down, hands frame, or press down into your left foot, lift all the way up. So come to a kneeling space, and then rock your hips back, bring your knees together. Left shin goes down, push into your right foot. Maybe it's a look ma no hands moment. Maybe there's all kinds of hands going on. Knees together, right shin down, rock forward and up if you can. Oh. And then roll back.
This is hard on the knees on this.
Yeah. So do you want to move back onto the mat? Lance is reporting that it's hard on his knees on the hard floor. And I agree. Okay, left shin down, press, lift the hips. Let's see if he's had, is that easier?
No.
No.
Yeah, a little easier, but.
Yeah, not great. One more time. Right shin, lift, and rock. Settle down. That's why we have Lance here. We love him, and he keeps us in proportionate.
Yeah. You can compare yourself to me, so you realize you're not doing so bad.
All emotions proportionate with Lance around. All body parts proportionate. All right.
Aging gracefully.
Aging gracefully. It's what we're all aiming to do, right? Graceful aging. Go ahead and grab your towel because your knees are going to go down on this next one because we're going to target into those hips. So we are going to use We are going to use the knees on the floor. You can use this one. We are going to use the knees on the floor. So you may wish to have more padding than you do. Kneecaps aren't very padded. Okay, so let's start kneeling. We are not doing camel pose at this moment. We can all be glad for that. Okay. Oh, at this moment. Doesn't mean it's never going to happen. Okay. Why we're glad? Because camel pose is hard. Carrie Ann likes camel pose. There you go. All right, right foot forward. Draw your right hip back. Bend into your right knee. Lean forward. Come on back up. Right foot back. Left foot forward. Bend into your left knee. Come on back. Step back. Right foot forward. Slide in. Inhale upright. Exhale back. Inhale left foot forward. Exhale glide in. Inhale upright. Exhale back. Inhale right leg. Exhale leg. Inhale. Woo. Exhale bend. Inhale upright. Exhale back. Pause. So your pause could be in a child's pose. Your pause could be seated. Pause could be in a puppy dog pose. In that case, you have to have 4 paws, right? Not even a snort. Oh, we're back. Sorry, guys. We had an internet moment, so we're gonna go on cell data and see how that works. Thank you, Verizon, for giving us extra. Okay, so here we are. Come back from your pause. We had a big debate about whether I was funny or not. Well, we were all gone. Consensus is Sarah is not funny. Oh well. Okay.
Just not all the time.
Just not all the time. Just wait till I ask them to do this next thing. Then I'll be really not funny. Okay. Right foot forward. And then let's check in. So make sure that your left knee is not number 1A hurting, right? So sometimes if you sort of capture the skin on the front of the knee and slide forward, that it feels better, sometimes not. So check in, make sure that you're reasonably comfortable on the left side. Now we're gonna hug right hip back, left hip forward, and do the work that we were doing yesterday and thinking about dropping the tailbone down and lifting the low belly up. Now, hands on your hips, let your hips slip forward. Keep drawing the right hip back, left hip forward, lift the center of your chest. All right, glide back. Bring your right foot towards, right knee towards the floor. Left foot's gonna come forward. And oftentimes when we set up, right, when we initially step forward, we sort of sweep out with that hip. So I want you to even out the weight between the feet, dropping the left hip down, scoot forward or back on your right knee to make it more comfortable. Hug the right hip forward, left hip back, drop the tailbone down, pick up the low belly, and then see if you can keep this even right to left as you lower. Ooh, I'm hitting fun knee stuff here. Ouch. As you lower the pelvis towards the floor. And then hands can go down or you can ease back. I like the hands down moment, but I know that doesn't work for everybody. Okay, we're gonna take, no we're not. We're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna turn to the side. They can stay in the position that they're in. Tuck your left toes under and send your right leg out. So you're in now, looks like a modified warrior 2 space, okay? And then we're gonna do, it does, shift your hips and come back. And shift your hips to the right, woo, and come back. And shift your hips to the right and come back, and then bring your right knee in. Take your left foot out, shift your hips to the left, and come back. Shift your hips to the left, and come back. Shift your hips to the left, and come back. Draw your knees in. Right foot is going to go out to the right. Bend the right knee. And then notice, right, whether you're really sticking your boot back. If you are, good luck, now you know it. And you're going to think about pulling. So the ischial tuberosity is right here. We're going to think about rooting that ischial tuberosity down as we broaden the right knee. Yeah? Keep this formation and let yourself go over to the right. Bring your right elbow down. Reach your left arm up and try to make a diagonal line from knee. Squeeze your inner thighs together from knee through the fingertips. 3 more breaths. Inhale, upright. Bring your right knee down. Turn your left leg out. Okay. Check in. Make sure you're not sending your bottom back at the person behind you or the wall behind you or the dog behind you or the cat, the hamster. Roll that sit bone down without the thrust forward, right? So we want to think inner groins back. Draw the sit bone down. Lengthen yourself to the left. I'm going to disappear out of the view. It's my goal. Disappear. Left arm is going to come to the thigh. Right arm is going to go up to the ceiling. And then see if you can make a long diagonal line. Let yourself pull your heels towards each other or pull your inner thighs together as you're reaching. We got 3 more breaths. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, settle your knee down. Okay, I'm going to shift to the side. We're going to go back to that forward lunge. I'm going to move my prop a little bit here.
Are you going to do the running?
No, I wasn't planning on it. Do you want to?
I was just curious because we were going back and forth.
We're going back and forth. Okay, right foot forward. Think, right hip back, left hip forward. There's that squeeze of the inner thighs together. Take the tailbone down, lift the low belly. Shift forward. Now, take your hands back behind you. Press the backs of your hands into your pelvis, and from that fixed point, draw your shoulder blades back. Pull your chin back. Maybe you begin to lean back a little bit. But lean back, think about the chest resting on the shoulder blades. Inhale, upright, hands to your hips, step back. It's getting warm in our house. Okay, left foot forward, hands on your hips. Think left hip back, inner thighs, shift forward. Backs of the hands towards your bottom. Roll the shoulders back. Take the shoulder blades onto the back. Maybe lean back. Inhale, upright. Exhale, shift. Hands go to the floor. Tuck your toes under. Lift your knees off. Shift your hips back. Coming towards a forward fold. Chest resting on the thighs. Dangle your head. No. And nod it. Yes. And no. And yes. It's a little war. Okay. Hands on the hips. Inhale. Come all the way up. Lovely. We're going to clear the mat space. We're not getting in the way of ourselves with our towels. And let's take a little bit more longer journey into the hips. So step wide on your mat. Things are shifting all the time in here. Step wide on your mat. Inhale, reach your arms up. Soften your knees. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands towards the floor. Bend your right knee, move to the right. Bend your left knee. Left. Move side to side a few times. Here you go, Carrie. Inhaling neutral, exhaling to a side. Come up, neutral. See if you can take your legs straighter as you bend your elbows and let your head dangle for a moment. Make sure you're not getting signals up near your butt. If you're getting a lot of sensation up near your butt or behind your knees, I want you to soften your knees. If it's feeling good to take your legs towards straighter, make sure that you're just engaging a lot in your calves and in your quads to help support the lengthening of the backs of the legs. Walk your hands in, bend your knees, draw yourself upright. Beautiful. Turn your right toes out. Bend into your right knee. Feel that same shift we did earlier. Now I want you to notice the difference between this, what I'm doing right now, sort of angling the hips towards the right, and this, where I'm letting the hips stay in neutral as I'm dropping that knee. So we're going to play that. Turn your right toes forward, turn your left toes out, bend into the knee, and then see if you can even the hips out. Drop your right hip down, lift your left hip up. Straighten the right leg, pivot, turn your right toes out, bend your right knee, Feel the lean, right? And then see, can you draw your left hip down, right hip up? Straighten, pivot, turn, bend into your left knee, drop the right hip down, left hip draws up, straighten, and pivot. We're going to stay in warrior two, so turn the right toes, bend the knee, move both sets of inner groins back, 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 and then lift the belly as you drop the tailbone down. We're thinking about this breath across the belly. Reach the arms out wide. Maybe your gaze goes over your right hand and you hold for 3 more breaths. Release your hands. Turn your right toes forward. You okay?
Yeah, the pivoting doesn't, my right foot doesn't like pivoting.
Bend your left knee, turn your left toes out, and then check in, right? See if you can move the inner groin space back. Drop the right hip down, left hip comes up. So we're coming like if you had a level in your front body, it wouldn't be, the bubbles wouldn't be listing to one side, yeah? So we want to think about all of our bubbles lining up. Reach your arms wide, roll the shoulder blades, gaze off your left hand. Release your hands, straighten your leg, turn. Bring your feet together. However that needs to happen in your body. Stand in Tadasana. And for a moment, be your favorite kind of plant. Whatever that is, whether it's a strong tree, or a sunflower, or a mushroom. Put some part of your body into the earth. And then let your head wobble a little bit on the stem of your neck. Just bringing a little softness. Take your wobble in a new way. Heads of the shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale, ground. Let your eyes come back open. Wide again. We're going to go triangle pose now. Okay, this time as we go to triangle pose, the hips get to shift. But we want to think about, as the hips shift, not contracting one side of the waist, so keeping the waist long. Turn your right toes out. Carrie-Ann's favorite move today. Straighten the right leg. And as you do that, now the temptation is going to be for the right hip to sort of come up towards you. So we're going to draw the right hip down, and I like to think about angling my right sit bone towards my left heel. So as I angle, that helps me to anchor that length on the right side. Reach your right arm up, so you're getting lots of length, lots of length, lots of length, and then just swing your hand down so it's resting to the inside of the right thigh. Roll your left shoulder back. Maybe your gaze goes to the left. Maybe your gaze goes forward. Maybe your gaze goes down. Bend your knee, inhale, draw yourself back upright, turn your right toes, turn your left toes out. So again, check in, what's shortening, what's lengthening on the side body. We want to find that move back of the inner groins, the broadening of the left knee, take the legs straight, think about both sides of the waist being long. Reach out with your left arm, inhale, exhale. Lean. We don't want to shorten in that space. We want to keep length from hip towards armpit. Think about your left sit bone reaching towards your right heel, and then slide your left hand down towards your thigh. Your right hand could rest on your hip. It could reach up towards the sky. Your gaze could go up. Your gaze could go neutral. Your gaze could go down. Bend your knee. Inhale, draw yourself upright. And let's bring the feet towards each other. I want to take a little bit of lateral movement, side to side movement, and then we'll see how everybody's doing here. We're warm. Okay, lots of hot yoga happening here at the little house. Okay, so think about that blanket hug. And maybe you've done the blanket hug in a different class where you're really bringing the inner groins towards each other. Think about taking them back behind you, tailbone down, low belly lifts. Bring your arms out in cactus. Pull your elbows towards each other. And then inhale and broaden your elbows away. As you broaden your elbows away, think about them narrowing their space together on your back. So like if you have a T-strap, like I do today, think about hugging the shoulder blades around that T-strap, okay? And then those of us who are rib thrusters are gonna think about drawing the ribs back. Oh yeah, okay, inhale. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, upright. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, upright. Reach up. Exhale, release your arms down. Let them swing. Maybe you do a little shrugging. Okay, roll the shoulders back. Mobilize into that space. Reach your arms up. You're going to hook your right thumb behind your left thumb. Reach and then bend your elbows and pull your thumbs apart. Draw the elbows back. As you draw the elbows back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Move the ribs back. Lift the chest. Inhale. As you exhale, go over to the right. So we're getting longer from stomping that left foot down through the left elbow, going up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come up. Exhale, go to the other side. Stomp your right foot down. Lift your right elbow higher. Come upright, reach all the way up, and then release your arms down. Nicely done, everybody. Roll your shoulders. Okay. Hook left thumb over right. Reach up, pull the thumbs apart and see if you can broaden your collarbones. Bend your elbows a little bit. Keep that broadening happening, squeezing the tops of the shoulder blades towards each other. And we'll go over to the left first. Push down into your right foot. Make the right side body longer. Inhale, upright. Exhale, over to the other side. Press down into your left foot. Reach with your left elbow. Go further. Inhale, upright. Exhale, release down. Nicely done. Okay, side bending in a lunging space. So I'm going to turn to the side. These guys are going to decide what they're going to do. I'm going to take my right foot back and bend to the right knee, just so I can. Right? So here, right foot's back, a little bend to the right knee. Drop the tailbone down. Hug the right hip forward, hug the left hip back. Lengthen up with your arms. Straighten out your right leg to the best of your ability. Drop your left hand down towards your left hip or towards the floor and lean to the left. You need to take a break, you take a break. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, release your hands towards your hips. Step together. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, left foot back. Bend into your left knee. Drag your right hip back, left hip forward. Straighten out the left, so we're thinking tailbone down, low belly lift. Straighten out the left leg to the best of our ability. Reach the arms up on the inhale. Exhale, drop your right hand down towards the floor. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, lean to the right. As we lean to the right, I'm noticing my right hip wants to pull forward. So I'm going to nudge it back. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, hands to hips. Step your feet together. The word on the street here is we need to come down. So we're coming down. From here, I'm going to walk us through a down dog. You decide whether you want the down dog or not. Inhale and reach up. Exhale and fold towards the floor, bending at your knees. Put your hands down. Step your right foot back, left foot back. Maybe you're in plank. You can put your knees down at this point. Or you bend your knees and take your chest towards your thighs and push out through your fingertips. Lift your belly. Go long. Puppy dog pose is a total option right here, yes? And then let's go ahead and settle. If your knees aren't down, settle your knees down. Swing your, nope, we're not going to swing your legs out to the side. We're going to come all the way down onto the belly space. You coming back in? Mm-hmm. All right, Karina's going to join us for this part. So we're going to approach, let me see, here I am in the pink shirt. Okay, we're going to approach the backs of the legs again. We did some of this work yesterday. We're going to do a little bit more of it today. So I want you to bend your right knee and flex your right ankle. And then press the top of the right thigh down. As you press the top of the right thigh down, draw your tailbone towards your left heel. Lift your left leg up, reach back, and then press the top of the left foot down into the floor. Then you're going to try to lift the left thigh up as you're driving your calf down. So that will anchor you in space. Keep that action on the left. Lift your right leg up. 3 breaths. Shrug the shoulders away from your ears. Lower the knee. Settle the right foot down. Bend your left knee. Flex at the ankle joint. Press the thigh down. Elongate your tail towards your right big toe. Then you're going to lift that leg up and reach back and resettle it towards the floor. The right calf is going to push down so much that you feel the left thigh trying to come up towards the ceiling. Re-loop the tailbone towards the right heel and then lift your left knee off the floor. Few breaths. Shrug your shoulders out of your ear. Release down, lower the foot, stack the forearms, rest the forehead. Back bends sometimes elevate the heart rate, so you may be feeling some of that business right now. See if you can slow down the momentum of your breath. Lift one leg and then the other, walking your feet back to you, and then settle them down and push down as you draw the tailbone towards them. We're going to bring the arms under the shoulders and we're going to do a little rolling moment here, okay? So really anchor those feet. It's going to be an inhale, draw yourself towards Sphinx. So you're really going to pull your shoulder blades onto the, through your chest. And then as you exhale, round, and maybe you hover your pelvis off. Inhale, draw your chest forward. Exhale, round, maybe you lift your pelvis up. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round. Go 2 more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round. And then settle down. Keep this space. So we want to keep these low ribs lifting up here. In fact, press down more into your elbows and shrug your shoulders away and really get that lift in the low ribs. Keep that space. Drag the shoulder blades down. Lift your head, your gaze, and then see if you can keep your ribs going back as you draw your chest forward. And then lower down, turn your elbows out, give yourself a pause. You might use your strap or your belt on this next one because we're going to go back into leg stretches. So because we're targeting the hip flexors again. The left foot is going to be our anchor point. The right knee is going to bend, and you're going to bring your right foot as close to your body as you can, as close to your bum as you can. Then, do you want your strap legs?
Yeah, it's that one, right?
Use that one. Okay. Then the right hand reaches back and tries to grab for the right foot. For some of us, that's an easy moment. For others of us, we kind of have to lasso that bad boy. Okay? Now, soften out. Let your knee spill out to the right and just feel that. Feel that in your pelvis, in your low back when you let the knee spill. We're going to bring a little bit more attention into that space. So move the right knee towards the left knee and the left knee towards the right. So they're almost glued together. Bend, extend your ankle joint and flex your ankle joint a couple of times just to sort of keep the whole leg with us. And then I like the flex joint because I have more to hold on to. Take your left foot back, press down, left calf down, left thigh up, and start to hover your right knee off of the floor. Is that hurting your foot?
Quads don't like that.
Yeah, it's a stretch for the quads. Lower down, release. Settle your right foot to the floor. Bring your forearms down, pause. Let your forehead rest on your right forearm. Take your left arm back behind you. Bend your left knee. Reach back, see if you can grab that foot. If you can, great. If you need to strap it, strap it. And then let the knee spill out. Let the knee spill out to the left. And just see how much of your pelvis you can get to go slack, right? Just kind of melts. There's no kind of about it. Just go ahead and melt. Now we're going to bring that attention back in. So we're going to bring the left knee towards the right and the right knee towards the left. Press the right foot down, calf goes down, quad goes up, tailbone goes down. Hug the buttock toward the heel towards the buttock, and then see if you can float your left knee off of the floor. Keep drawing the knees towards one another, rolling your left shoulder back. I meant to say something about if you're pregnant, this is not a great move. But seeing as how none of us here are pregnant.
Particularly if you're 9 months pregnant.
Yeah, particularly if you're 9 months pregnant. You can do this move standing. Go ahead and release your foot back. Pause. Stack both forearms. We're going to come to a more upright position. So broaden your hands wide. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Roll the shoulders back. And take your, I'm going to show you with my left. Take your left knee, whoop, out to the left. So now we're sort of in that half crime scene pose. And I want you to feel that. Go ahead and do the little tailbone flip up and tailbone draw down. And tailbone draw down. And tailbone flip up. And tailbone draw down. Then draw the knees together. Anchor the right side, bend the left knee. Turn your right forearm down in front of you so you can reach back and grab your left ankle. Okay? Then bend the elbow a little bit to draw the heads of the shoulders back and turn your chest forward. Anchor with your right foot. Maybe you lift your left knee off. So you kick back to lift off. 2 more breaths. Release. Ha. Pause. One more. always glad for the pauses. I remember taking Miko Joy Smith's class. And she'd let us pause between poses, and I think, oh, I love this woman right now. I get a pause. Okay, extend your arms out away from you. Drag your elbows under your shoulders. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the low rib space, right? So we want to keep those low ribs drawing back. That's going to help us keep the back long, even as the shoulder blades are pushing forward. Angle your left forearm in. Bend your right knee.
Crime scene pose.
Oh, we forgot to crime scene it. Okay, take your right knee out to the right. I'm going to invade Carrie's space. And then let's wave our tailbone around. Inhale, flip it up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, flip it up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, flip it up. Exhale, drop it down. Feel that lift of the low ribs. Slide your legs towards each other. Bend your right knee. Reach back with your right hand. Thumb up or thumb down. Trying to make it as uncomplicated in your shoulder as possible. Use your left leg to anchor you. Calf down, quad up. Then kick back with your right leg. Drawing your ribs back, lifting your knee off. Exhale and release down. Yeah, check in with your bod. Maybe you sigh out your mouth a few times. Alrighty, we're gonna go for a bow pose, and you decide how far you want to go. So we've been doing the one-sided bow, or a half of a bow, Ardha Dandasana. If you're not interested in the whole thing, do a few breaths on either side. If you're going for the whole thing, you bend your knees. You might loop your strap across your ankles, or you might reach back and grab both ankles. Notice that your knees want to spill out right and left, yes? So walk your knees back together. Lift the heads of the shoulders away from the floor. Lift the low ribs away from the floor towards the ceiling. Lift your knees. Maybe you lift your gaze. Release down. Pause. If you have a second side to do, go ahead and play that. The rest of us are going to wiggle our bottoms around and let the hips shift side to side. Some of my favorite body work is the body work where you just rock somebody's pelvis around. It's so good for softening all that connective tissue. What's that?
Careful.
Careful with Carrie. Careful with Carrie's foot. Okay. Now we're going to just flip-flop like fish over onto the other side. So go ahead. Flip over. Let's do one final back bend, and then we'll take it into some back bend releasing spaces. So right where you're at.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Put it on our back?
On your back. Yes. Flip-flopping over onto your back.
Why are you sitting up?
Because I want to watch you guys.
She's the instructor.
I'm the instructor.
She's
Bring
the
your
instructor, but
elbows
she's also
beside
been
your ribs.
Showing us how to
Bring
do
your
things.
elbows beside your ribs.
So it's
Think
very
about the
easy.
whole upper arm bone landing from the elbow to the shoulder. Broadening across the collarbones. So tomorrow we're going to do some core work before we go into our back bends, and we'll see how that works for us. Make your knees as wide as your ankles. So however far apart your ankles are is how far apart your knees are. But I want you to think about your outer edges of your feet being parallel. Okay? Press down into the upper arms. Inhale, lift your hips up, coming into bridge pose. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Then, heels go down, drag them back towards you. Reach your tailbone through your knees while you soften your inner groins down. See then if you can peel your ribs off the floor a little bit more. And you might walk your elbows in a little bit more to help get your shoulder blades onto your back. Oh, look at that. So beautiful. And if you're a binder, you like to interlace your hands behind you, that's an option here. But notice as we go higher, as we push higher in the back bend, that the knees want to splay. So think about the inner groins dropping down and extending from the hip points all the way through the knees. Carrie-Ann looks like I just sit on her knees right now and she'd be fine. She probably doesn't want me to do that though. No. 2 more breaths, finding this steadiness in space. Go ahead and release down. Ah. Extend your left leg, draw your right knee in. Pull the knee into the chest. Loop your hands or go ahead and find your strap and extend your right leg again. So after back bends, these hip stretches are really super therapeutic. We're not going to spend a long time in them because we did them earlier, but really work that outer right hip into the into your palms. So really push the outer hip into the palms. Okay? And let's take the knee across the body. So bend the knee, grab it with your left hand, and pull it across your body. Allow your right hip to ride up and roll onto your left hip. So really allow yourself to go there. Yeah? Okay? See if you can keep your right shoulder towards the floor. Twists and hamstring stretches are really nice for coming out of deep back bends. So if you've done some impressive back bends or just back bends that are irritating the back now, these poses are really a nice come down from that. Draw your right knee up. Extend the right leg away. Draw the left knee in. Hug in. And then capture behind the knee or the thigh. Push the outer hip into your left palm as you extend the left leg up. Maybe your right leg goes towards the floor. Expand your toes, why not? Unfasten your jaw. Bend your left knee. Catch it with your right hand. Pull your left knee across your body, rolling up onto your right hip. Maybe you slip your hip to the right hip to the left. Keep that left shoulder down. Let yourself become a little bit more like putty. During the slime craze of 2018, 2019. 16, 17, 18, 19. Not so much 19, says Carrie-Ann. Julia's still been making slime. Still let your body melt like slime left out. Imagine it spreading across the counter. Bring the knee up. That'll be the nostalgic thing that Carrie-Ann does for her kids. You guys, you gotta make this slime. It's so much fun. All right, put your feet flat on the floor. Choose. If your back is feeling tender at all from your back bending practice, then keep your feet on the floor, knees falling together. If things are feeling pretty good, go ahead and release the legs all the way towards the floor. If you want to throw a blanket or a towel over your body to keep you warm in Shavasana, then please do that.
We in Shavasana already?
Already? What are you talking about? It's 12:05. We'll do about 5 minutes of deep relaxation here, and then we'll come up for about 5 minutes of meditation. just so you know our trajectory. Let the body soften from the crown of the head down, as if the shower were raining down on your head and sliding across your shoulders. This is the week that I'm talking about tapas, about the fire of personal practice. So feel any parts of your body that are warm from your practice. And imagine smoothing that warmth through you, particularly to any places that are feeling stuck or unrecognized. Backbends are a great way to build that fire because they are so good at bringing sensation into the center of the body and to making us feel more vital. Just enjoy the feeling of that warmth radiating through you. We're going to come back slowly. Start by feeling the air on your skin. The feeling of the clothes on your body. Mobilize your fingers and mobilize your toes. Circle your wrists and your ankles. Go the other way. Draw your knees into your chest. Rub the soles of your feet and the palms of your hands. Take some of that fire out to your extremities. And then draw in again, big hug. Roll to whichever side is not impeded. Press down into your hands. Inhale and lift yourself up to a seat. You want to sit on something. Find that something. Bring your hands, the backs of your hands, to your left. Touch your index finger and your thumb and mentally reverberate sa. Touch your middle fingers and your thumbs and mentally reverberate ta, life. Touch your ring fingers and your thumbs and mentally reverberate na, death. Touch your pinky fingers and your thumbs and mentally reverberate ma, rebirth. So we're going to be chanting sa, ta, na, ma, and touching those fingers as we go. We'll do about 10 cycles with a full voice. We'll do 10 cycles whispered. We'll do 20 cycles silently. And then we'll come back 10 whispered and then 10 full voice. Radiate your spine down into the earth. Climb the crown of your head up into the heavens and release your shoulder blades onto your back. Inhale. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Whisper. Sa, sa, ta, sa, ta, sa, ta, sa, ta, sa, ta, sa, ta, sa, silent. Whispered. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Sa, full voice. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 One more. Sa, ta, na, ma. Inhale. Hold the breath in. Lift the base of the bottom. Bring your hands towards your heart. Exhale, bow your head. Imagine this space that you've created with your work, with your meditation. And with all of this light inside you, just push out any negativity that has come into your circle, any darkness, just push it out outside your bubble of action. And then seal off your bubble. Beautiful shell protecting you. The light within me honors that same light in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with us and with those at home. Have a beautiful day. Thank you. Feel free to share with anyone on Facebook that you want to share with. All right. Have a great Tuesday, guys. We'll see you later.